Landice. In this video, we will show you how to assemble your new R7 Recumbent bike. Before you begin the assembly, please make sure you read the assembly manual thoroughly, as it contains important safety warnings and assembly tips. Please note that there are some steps in the assembly process that might require two people to help with the assembly. Some components of the machine may be heavy. Please use a second person when doing assembly involving these parts. Unpacking and installation of the bike should be done by a qualified technician. For assembly assistance, please visit us online or give us a call. Begin by selecting an area where you are going to set up and operate your machine. For safe operation, the machine must be located on a hard, level surface. Please allow a minimum work area of 3 to 5 feet working space to safely remove the box and pallet. When choosing a workout area, make sure you leave enough ample clearance around and above the bike. Allow a minimum clearance of 3 feet, 92 centimeters, on each side of the bike. Allow a minimum clearance of 18 inches, 41 centimeters, at the front and rear of the bike. Check the assembly manual for a complete parts list. The following tools are recommended for this assembly. Most Allen keys required to complete the installation can be found inside the hardware kit. The Landice Recumbent bike is shipped with tools and hardware necessary for assembly and installation. A sharp utility knife or diagonal cutters will aid in removing plastic strapping. Unboxing. Start by moving the shipping crate, pallet, to location of final assembly, and allow 3 to 5 feet working space to safely remove box and pallet. If assembly space is limited, you may lift the rear of the assembled upright bike and roll it to its final location. Cut and remove 4 plastic straps holding the bike base to the pallet. Next, carefully lift and remove the outer box. Set it aside for disposal. The packaged bike is very heavy and should be set with ample clearance around the bike. Remove all components and set them aside. Remove the upright tube, handlebar assembly, console, and accessory boxes from the upright bike base, set aside for assembly. Finally, remove the protective plastic bag from the bike base. Visually inspect that all 4 leveling feet are properly leveled and fully attached. Verify the stability of the equipment by adjusting the feet as required. Unboxing is now complete. Step 1. Installing the upright. Begin step 1 by locating the recumbent bike base. With some assistance, place the upright tube on top of the bike base. Take care not to pinch the harness cables. Slowly lower the upright into place, matching the bottom base holes to the bike's base holes. Secure the upright tube onto the bike base using 4 M10 by 20 socket head cap screws, number 22, and 4 M10 split lock washers, number 21 from the hardware kit. Use the provided number 8 hex key wrench and fully tighten the hardware. Connect both cables from recumbent bike base to intermediate harnesses located inside the upright tube. Connectors are keyed. Do not force connectors together or damage may result. After connecting, carefully tuck the wiring back into the neck tube. Make sure to pull the cables with enough slack, and try not to crimp the cables. Next, lower the plastic tube finishing cover, and attach it to the upright tube. Slowly lower it in place, covering the harness cables and hardware. Secure the cover using 2, number 21, Phillips crosshead screws, 1 on each side. Fully tighten the screws using a Phillips screwdriver. Take care not to over-tighten the screws. Once the cover and upright tube are fully secured, step 1 is now complete. Step 2, attaching the display console. Begin step 2 by removing the display console from its box. The display console gets attached to the top part of the upright tube. Connect both power harnesses within the upright tube to the matching harnesses, located at the bottom of the display console. Rotate the console upward, while carefully routing wire connections into the base tube and/or console. Align the pins with holes in flange, then secure the console using 4, number 27, M6 by 20 flat head cap screws. Insert the screws through the bottom, through the base plate, and into the console assembly. Use the provided M4 hex key wrench and fully tighten the hardware. Take care not to over-tighten the screws, and make sure to tighten both the front and back screws. Once the display console is fully secured, step 2 is now complete. Step 3, installing the rear finishing cover. Begin step 3 by locating the front and rear console upright tube finishing covers that are in the accessory box. Make sure to install the rear console cover first, as shown. Secure the cover to the upright tube mounting plate with two number 25 crosshead screws. Partially tighten the screws for now using a Phillips screwdriver. With the rear cover in place, position the front cover so both plastic mounting inserts go through the crossbar access holes. Go back and fully secure both crosshead screws. Fully tighten the screws using a Phillips screwdriver. Do not over-tighten or plastic components may be damaged. Step 3 is now complete. Step 4, installing the seat back. Begin step 4 by locating the metal tube seat back frame inside the accessory box. The frame gets attached to the base, behind the seat. Attach the frame to the base using 4 number 26 M10 by 25 hex head bolts, and 4 number 21 spring washers. Use the provided number 8 hex key wrench, and fully tighten the bolts. Take care not to over-tighten the bolts. Next, install the front seat back finishing cover. Attach the front cover using 2 number 25 crosshead screws. Slowly push the set back into place, and fully tighten the screws using a Phillips screwdriver. Next, install the rear seat back finishing cover. Attach the rear cover using 3 number 25 crosshead screws. Fully tighten the screws using a Phillips screwdriver. Do not over-tighten or plastic components may be damaged. Finally, locate the vented seatback pad from the accessory box. The seatback pad gets attached to the previously installed metal tube seatback frame. Slowly set it into place, matching the corner holes to the post on the metal frame. Next, secure the pad to the seatback frame using 4 number 28 M8 by 20 button head bolts, and 4 number 29 flat washers. Use the provided number 6 hex key wrench, and fully tighten the bolts. When the pad is fully secured, insert back the pad number 30 finishing covers. Cover the hardware. Congratulations! Assembly of the R7 Recumbent bike is now complete. Prior to use, verify there is no remaining hardware within the hardware kit and all hardware is properly tightened. If the bike is positioned on an unlevel surface, adjust each foot pedestal using a 5/8 inch open end or adjustable wrench. Wrench is not provided. Your Recumbent bike is now ready for use. You may now remove any protective covers from the face of the console. Please inspect the machine to ensure that all fasteners are tight and components are properly assembled. Enjoy your new R7 Recumbent bike. Brought to you by Landice.